This year I wasn't able to run the Kahr CM9 for more than about 600 rounds, but I wanted to give you guys an initial review, or at least initial impressions for a basic break-in. And it really isn't to my standards as far as break-ins, but it is a pretty good fair amount for a lot of other shooters. So I wanted to go ahead and share a little bit about the design and stuff like that and what I think. So to start with, I find the Kahr CM9 to be one of the better pistols in its size class. 6 rounds, about 4 inches tall, and with a 3-inch barrel, so basically pocket pistol size. Now, this pistol isn't the best on the market. This isn't the the best pistol money can buy. Of course, you could do a lot better, and I would actually say the best one would still be in the Kahr line. I would actually say their metal framed one, I don't remember what their metal framed one is. You have the more expensive PM9, which is still polymer frame, hence the P, and then you have the, it might be it's not the K9, but there's other ones in there, and I believe the metal frame one would probably be the higher end of this size of pistol. So that being said, I do find this to almost be the perfect carry gun because it's very simple. It's very inexpensive, very simple, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do without adding too many frills and shiny things on the gun. There's everything you need, nothing you don't. So it's really the best all-around gun. If you want like top quality and overbuilt for what it's supposed to do, then go with one of their higher-end models. If I was starting out again, I would, instead of collecting all these other pistols. But maybe one day I'll just go ahead and get rid of all these and just buy a real expensive car. Who knows? We'll see how the world goes. But right now, I'm pretty impressed with how this pistol is performed. The recoil has gone down a bit. The spring weights have gone down. It's gotten a lot easier to disassemble. I'm still working on getting the magazine to fall free, but that won't take too much to go ahead and fix. But I'll have to sit down and do it before next summer. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys the inside of this pistol to give you guys a better idea of how it's constructed, and really some of the cool things that the designer put in the construction of this pistol. So we line it up kind of like an F&S. You got to make sure that it's completely lined up before you strike it out, if you will, or it won't fire that easily. So I like that they have a separate spring from the double recoil spring assembly. This makes it a lot easier to change them out. You don't have to replace this whole thing, where this would cost like 40 bucks. You spend like a couple bucks just replacing this one. This little spring can get worn a good amount. It's this one that is the one to worry about for the most part. So here is everything, and pardon a little bit of dirtiness in the slide, but that is the slide. It's pretty well machined for being so cheap, about 400 bucks. You can find it for less online. But here's something I want to point out right here. This is one of the most interesting parts of the design. You have this little slot right here, and if you guys didn't know, you have little slots right here. And this is very much like another pistol that I have. I won't give a spoiler alert on it. You may already know. But yeah, you only have metal here and here. But this is almost perfect because the way this thing rides, sure, it rides on polymer followers, but you already have a full-length rail right in front here keeping it down so it's not being too abrasive on the frame. And you can see the frame rails are holding up very well. They're not really getting that much friction, so it's a basic guide to keep from, vibration. Keep vibration down, if you will, and keep it nice and tight. I'm pretty sure. That's my assumption anyways. But it's kind of interesting how this was designed to have a offset feed ramp so that this thing can fit lower in the frame. So basically it can have a more compact size, and a lot of people say, oh, the low bore axis, it can help it control the recoil better. Not really. It doesn't really help with recoil. I've got some things with high bore axes and they control the recoil better. But that being said, there's really not too many frills about this system. It's very simple, but it does have a couple interesting designs that are very unusual, like the offset feed ramp and also these channels in the frame. And all the metal on here is very beefed up, very well machined, very well polished. A lot of pride was put into this, even though it's mass manufactured. It feels like they take a lot of pride in their product, and the customer service is awesome. For a big manufacturer, they do pretty well at taking care of their customers. My magazine follower, the tip of it came right off. Oh, I'm not going to be able to assemble this. This is one of the quirks right here. As you can see, the recoil spring pokes through right there. So you kind of need to make sure that that doesn't do that. You need to make sure it's in. So we'll fiddle with this a little bit. Okay, so now it'll work. You don't have a recoil spring in front of the guide rod, which can actually mess it up. You need to make sure of that. So that's a quirk that I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. But the funny thing was, when I was first putting this pistol together, when I was first reassembling it, I couldn't pull it back all the way, because what needed to happen was I needed to put in the slide stop. I needed to put in the slide stop so the barrel could cam downwards so I could pull it back. So this thing is still kind of tight, but not as bad as it was. Locking it back for a couple days did not actually help at all. You're just going to need to shoot it or power stroke it a lot. And that's what I'll do sometimes, is I'll just power stroke the heck out of it just to help, break it in a little bit. But with this system, the trigger is actually very good for what it's supposed to do. The guy who designed this whole gun, it was designed for concealed carry, just like all the other Kahr pistols. And I really respect his designs and how he was able to manufacture such awesome pistols. He gave them a very good quick quick sights that give you good quick target acquisition, and they're very easy to pick up, very easy to just pick up the gun and shoot. And I really respect how he has managed to keep this gun very relevant with the times. The trigger breaks in very well. As long as you oil the springs, it seems like they break in pretty easily. But anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to point a couple of those things out. But thanks a lot for watching, and you guys have a good one.